Visual identity elements. That's what we're going to talk about today. I believe in an earlier video I mentioned that I want to design some symbols and some elements that can support my main logo of 9kin. 9kin being kind of a word mark with text. I want something more visual that can expand the look of the brand. I can use these elements with the logo, or they can stand on their own, and that's the intention, is to have these symbols be able to be easily recognizable. So when you see them, you're like, ah, that's part of 9kin, without having the main 9kin logo present. But also being able to put them all together in a cluster, in some way, shape, or form that also represents 9kin. So we'd have 9kin and these design elements. So I want to work on one of them today. I already have an idea for one. So let's go ahead and shrink my screen and I'll show you what I'm working on here. Cool. So this, of course, is a tiger's head. And I'm really into tigers. Obviously, I'm a year of the tiger. And this is one of the symbols that I want to center around in 9kin. But I also want to make it a visual identity element. I already created a piece of artwork using a tiger head, and I fell in love with the design so much that I want this to be a more important central piece. So already I have this guideline down the center. This is in Clip Studio Paint. What I used here, or how I got here, is, let me just use my mouse right now. And I used this sub tool. It's basically, it's a line tool, but underneath this line tool there are sub tools, and the sub tool tab is ruler, symmetrical ruler. Now if you use Procreate on the iPad, they have a similar feature. This is a fairly recent feature for me anyway in Clip Studio. I upgraded to their EX model or EX version, and it has this symmetrical tool. It's so simple, but it's such a game changer, because what you do on the left side of your drawing happens simultaneously on the right side and vice versa. So anyways, for this, I want to go ahead and keep it simple, black and white for now, and fill in the chunky parts. Now, I have my layer underneath my main inks, and I'm using this ink layer on the top as a reference layer. So this fill tool, this fill bucket, is going to go ahead and reference that layer, and that's why it's staying within the lines. It is referencing the ink layer above it. And as you can see, as I fill in these big chunky stripes and whatnot, the other side fills in at the same time. Now, what I'm trying to do here is I really want this to be nice. I want these to be nice and thick, these fills. So there's a little bit of manual fixing that I'll need to do here, but you can see that it does save some time if you know what you're doing. I want these lines to be nice and thick and as clean as possible, so I'm going to have to do some cleanup. I want this to look really good as a embroidered symbol on a hat. I just think it would look so badass. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these lines in. I'm going to clean up as much as I can here, and I want you to go ahead and join me for this process. I think these lines are going to need to be thicker, specifically for embroidery. So why don't you hang out with me, and I'm going to go ahead and fix the inks. There. I do want to see what it's going to look like if I fill these eyes all the way. Ooh. I kind of like that. It's a little sinister, but I'm not mad at sinister. Okay. So now we're going to go in here. Now this is almost like adding line weight. So I'm going to make these thick. I don't want this break because I know that if I leave that broken, the thread is not going to work. I may go in here later. I don't know about these black eyes. Especially since that white part's so small, I may have to go in here and undo that. So let me take a look really quick and see what that looks like. Yeah, let's take this out for now. And we'll figure out what to do with the eyes in a second. I like the sharpness of these lines, but I know that if I'm doing threads, it's going to be screwed. So I need to make sure I'm making big, fat, chunky lines. You know what? Why don't I wonder if I can make copies of this. Control Z. I know I'm on a PC. I don't know if you guys are on Macs or not, but Control Z, man, my bestest friend. We're going to put these as backups. I'm going to go ahead and take these two layers. Control G. Put them in a folder. Call backup. Close that up. Hide the layer. Let's lock it, because I know I'll mess it up somewhere, man. I'll just like, okay, let's merge these layers. I'm going to merge these layers. Merge selected layers. I should have that shortcut memorized, but I don't. Don't tell anybody. All right, so now we can clean this up, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully it shows up on the other side. Yes? Yeah, pretty good. Okay, and I wonder if erasing shows up. Oh, it doesn't. Did you see that? Okay, that's not cool. I don't like that it doesn't synchronize, or what's not synchronize. I don't like that it doesn't symmetry tool the erasure. It's not cool. Only the drawing. Weak sauce. Man, this sauce is weak. Okay. But what you can do is just draw over stuff, right? You know, this is where I should have my reference photo up, but I don't, and that's okay. You can also use some creative license here. Oops, that's ugly. It's looking kind of tasty. Kind of like it. Thicken that a little bit. I'm going to have to think of a way to thicken those whiskers. And then I don't like, this is like dirty right here. It's getting dirty. Do we want black eyes or just thickness? Do we want to do pupils? What does that look like? Where's my reference? Ugh, that looks kind of gross. I don't know if I like pupils. I kind of like them just like... So I'm thinking, though, black on black. Like black embroidery on a black hat. Be freaking dope, right? I'm still thinking through this. I'm still thinking through the eye thing. Like that, like the dark ridge there. Still thinking through the whisker thing. I feel like there needs to be more black happening here. But overall, I'm liking it. I don't like this part. Can we clean up the chin? Thank you. Ooh, I really kind of like this. It's getting there. It's getting there. Can we go bladed? Can we go longer there? Ooh, there we go. Just tweaking things now. This is only one of the visual identity elements I'm creating. I do have another thing in mind, but I haven't sketched it out yet. I don't want to show you until I sketch it out. just because it doesn't serve me to show you that right now and then try to like go through it unless it's a live drawing day. But let me know if you want a live drawing day. We can always do a live drawing day. I'm just saying. Trying to get the hang of this OBS thing. I used to use it back in the day when I was testing it out, but I never got too far. But now I'm kind of, you know, I'm that old dog new tricks kind of guy right now. Ooh, I'm liking this. Let me get, you know what's distracting is seeing that freaking line in the middle. Okay. I don't mind that. But you see how like as it meets the center, it gets kind of, it dips and gets kind of weird. I don't know how to fix that. I think what I need to do is turn off the guideline. And when you turn off the guideline, you can go in there and manually fix things. But let's go ahead and thicken that. Thicken that bottom chin. And there we go. I think that's a cool start. I might go in and make thicker lines and areas. Let me, I'm going to make this a, I'm going to make this as a reference layer, and I just want to see what happens if I fill like the ears and the eyes and the nose. Ooh. Nah, I don't know if I like that. I don't mind the nose. No, I mind the nose. I don't mind the ears. The eyes are something. I don't know what the eyes. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. I want to see if this makes a difference. If I darken the whites of the eyes. I don't know. I got to think about that. This is a good start. I'm going to stop right here, but this is what I'm working on right now. And yeah, we will reconvene in the next video, and I may show you the next visual identity element I'm working on, or I may go into a different topic. We'll see. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. I thank you for joining me on this journey of me figuring out Ninekin and my art brand. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Remember to click like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Take care.